Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. My name is Erica LaShawn, and this is my birthday on YouTube. It is June 25th, 2022, and this is our birthday. Yes, this is it. This is it. So let's get into it. As I said, my name is Erica LaShawn, and I want to talk. I want to talk, and I hope someone is listening. So, I have a lot of topics in the can already that I've written down already, but I got to do something now. The time is now. So we're gonna get into the first of all, YouTube has always been my guilty pleasure. I love YouTube, and now I am doing this. So I'm kind of freaked out, but not really. It's really natural. So thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. I never thought I would say that out loud. I'm saying it. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is a safe space, and you're welcome. So let's get into the first topic. This is my first time. I'm a virgin. And, I'm just going, I'm going to make corrections and adjustments as I go. I have my favorite YouTubers that I like, and I learn from them. So let's go. So the first topic. So let's talk about something. I want to talk about something called sleep paralysis. When I live in New York. I'm sorry if you hear honking and ambulances and stuff like that. Not ambulances and things like that. I closed my windows. I was gonna do this in the bathroom, but I just whatever. Anyway, so back when I wanted to talk about this particular topic, it was called Nocturnal Paralysis, and I have my research. I can't find it, whatever. So I had to get some new stuff. This is current. They call it sleep paralysis. It's no longer nocturnal paralysis. It's called sleep paralysis. So let's talk about it because it's something that I've experienced. And back in the day when I did research on it, I noticed other people were they experienced it as well. So I'm here for it. I got like a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about. And that's what I learned. I learned from my favorite YouTubers. They will say things like, listen, if you don't like it, leave. This is my channel. If you don't like it, leave. I feel the same way. Like it or lump it. If you don't like it, leave. Okay. This is my channel. I'm taking ownership. This is my channel. So if you don't like what I'm talking about, the door. There's a door. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about this. And this is just one of many. I want to talk about sleep paralysis or nocturnal paralysis, whatever. It's something that I've experienced. And I hope my phone does not ring. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what's about to happen right now. This is fresh. I'm fresh out the gate. It's 6:18 p.m. June 25th, 2022. Happy birthday. So I'm going to jump right into it. So when I was a kid, I experienced this, right? So I'm like, okay. And my mother would say, well, you don't eat before you go to sleep because it will cause this. My mother and father are from Alabama. I was born in Detroit, Michigan, and I grew up in Oak Park, Michigan, graduated from Oak Park High School, went to Eastern Michigan University, and now I'm here. So that's it. I was born at Hutzel Hospital in Detroit. Okay, fine. So, sleep paralysis, right? So you may think like, what is that? What is that? It's a thing where when you're sleeping, or it and I looked it up really quick because I'm like, I can't talk about things I don't know about, so I had to brush up really quickly. But from it can happen when you're going to sleep or when you're coming out of sleep. One take, Jake. I got that from somebody very close to me. One take, Jake. I'm gonna do this in one take. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. I'm not doing any do-overs. So it can happen. So excuse me if I mispronounce things or stumble or whatever. This is I'm fresh out the gate. So sleep paralysis, it can happen when you are going to sleep or coming out of sleep. So let's go. From what I'm looking at right now, it's a state during waking up or falling asleep in which a person is aware but unable to move or speak. During this episode, one may hallucinate, fear, hear, or see things that are not there, which often results in, like I just said, fear. Episodes generally last at least in a couple of minutes. It may occur or reoccur as a single episode. All right, so when I was a kid, I I experienced this, and it was a thing where you are awake, you are conscious, you are awake, but it feels like somebody is holding you down. You're paralyzed. You can't move. You can barely speak, stuff like that. So one encounter that I recall, because even though I had my own room or whatever, but there were times I would sleep with my mother. After my parents got divorced or whatever, I would still sleep with my mother, give or take, when I was younger. When I got older, I'm in my own room. I'm good, whatever. But when I was younger, I would sleep with my mother. So there was a time where I experienced this, and I remember struggling in bed with her, like struggling. I could not move or whatever. And I remember saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy." I was doing that. I remember doing that. Like I was begging for her to help me. And this one particular time, she woke me up like, what? So that's what it's like. So the older I got, it went away. And then I think my late 20s or early 30s or whatever, I don't know, it crept back up again. So you find yourself in a state where you are conscious, and you just like like that. You're doing things like that. You can break yourself out of it. There's a feeling of terror. There's a feeling of fear, and we can, maybe I'll do a follow-up on it, but this is my first video. This is my first episode, so I'm just like whatever. But I want to talk about, people don't talk about it. I'm like, nobody's talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really, I don't see it. I watch the news every day. I'm into pop culture. I'm into things. I love the internet. I love watching TV. I'm just that type of person. So I'm just like, I don't never see anything like this. So I'm here for it. I'm here to talk about it. So let's get into it. So when you experience something like this, so when I first started digging into this, I read other people were talking about, they use the word crescendo. Like if you go to an orchestra and you have a crescendo, it's like, psh, yeah. It's like this big part of it's like a big part. So when I saw that word, that's what it feels like. So when you are going into something like this, and you drifting off, nighty night, time for bed, I'm drifting off. and you hear, it's for me, I can't speak for anyone but me. For me, if it was like this, shh, inside of my head, nobody heard this. No one hears this. Inside of my head, it's like shh. So I can identify with people saying, using the word a crescendo, like if you're in a band and you have two cymbals and you bang them together, it's like psh, like that. So in your mind, it's like shh. So for me, I'm like, oh my God, here it comes. Oh my God, here it comes. And you're really, really sleepy. So you can't really fight it. It's hard to fight. It's really hard to fight it because it's like, oh my God, I'm so sleepy. Oh my God, I'm so sleepy. I gotta go. But then you like, shh. It's like, oh my God, here it comes. Here we go. So that's what it's like. So in my opinion, it makes me feel like I am going into different realms, and I don't want to get freaky or get deep or freak anybody out, but I'm just here. I'm here to talk. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, this is happening, and you're really, 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 really sleepy, so you're fighting the sleepiness, but you're also aware that this is happening to you. So you go into it. So I feel like it's you going from one realm to the next, the physical realm and the spiritual realm. And I can revisit this if you want. I'm here for it. But once you get into that spiritual realm, you leave the physical realm and you go into this other realm, and you're doing it. It's happening. But you wonder what is happening. What's happening? So it's feelings of just being held down. You can't talk, you can't speak, you know it. So it's weird. So back to the literature. It says the condition may occur in those who are otherwise healthy or those with narcolepsy, or it may run in families as a result of specific genetic changes, the psychological stress, or abnormal sleep cycles, period. The underlying mechanism is believed to involve a dysfunction in REM sleep. So, you know, some of us may know what REM is, some of us don't, but I don't, but I know, but I don't. But REM is it's a moment before, from what I gather, it's a moment before, like right when you go to sleep or when you get into it. It's like your it, I don't want to talk about it because I don't really know, but I know it's like the moment right before you get into deep sleep. So it's like your mind, stuff be going around. It's so what I'm looking at. It's a dysfunction with REM. Okay. Sleep paralysis is commonly experienced by lucid dreamers. Some lucid dreams. Diagnosis is based on a person's description. Other conditions that can present similarly include narcolepsy, atonic, atonic, atonic seizures, and this word I do not know. So I'm not even going to front. Treatment options for sleep paralysis have been poorly studied. That's why we don't know, because nobody's talking about it. It is recommended that people be reassured that the condition is common and generally not serious. Other efforts that may be tried, include sleep hygiene. I don't know what that means. Cognitive behavioral therapy and antidepressants. Okay. I'm not on any antidepressants, but I'm pretty sure that this is all linked up or whatever. I just want to talk about it. Okay. How to stop it. So let's get to that. So when I got into my late 20s, early 30s, it was happening again. So I'm like, oh my God, Um, so what I would do is, I'm like, how do I stop this? Especially when I was a single woman, not living with anyone, no, not living with anyone, just me by myself. So I will be going through this by myself. So I'm like, how do I stop it? So what I would do is my Bible. I have a Bible that sits on it's not a nightstand, but it's my bed front. I have pedestals on my bed. You could put your beverage on it. You could put your book. You could just put stuff on the four. It's like four pedestals. So one of the pedestals, I keep my Bible on there, and that's just where I keep it. That's where it stays. So at first, I would I grew up in a spiritual home, a religious home. My mother and father were not diehard Bible thumpers. My father, God rest his soul, thank you. He was like a real regular guy. Like, yeah, okay. My mother was more religious. Like, she made sure we went to church, Bible school, stuff like that. She was in tune. She was in tune with it. So she made sure that her kids were in tune with being aware of God. Um, so that's how I was raised. We didn't do Easter Sunday. I never had an Easter dress. Um, it wasn't like that, but my mother made sure that my brother and I were had roots. So we did a lot of stuff that was involved in church. She wasn't hardcore, but she made sure that we knew who God was and things of that nature. So I know who God is. God lives in me. I haven't been to church in years. I haven't been to church in years. God live with me. I am God. When you say stuff like that, people get freaked out. People freak out when you be like, I am God. They like, no, you ain't. Well, okay. How you think when you, all the answers are within you. If you didn't know it, that's God. That's God. God lives inside of you. You are God. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, whatever. God lives in me. I have a personal relationship. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Some people worship cows. Some people worship Buddha. Whatever you worship, whatever it is, there's a higher power. There's an entity. There's something else going on. So that's what I believe. I believe it's not just me. It's not just you. It's not just whoever. There is a higher power. That's what I believe. Fine. All right. So you ever notice sometimes you don't know what to do, or you don't know where to go, or what to think, or something like that, and then all of a sudden, bam, you got the answer. That's God. That's God. God lives inside of you. All the answers are within you. So anyway, so I'm looking at my literature, how to stop it. So now I'm talking about my Bible that I keep on my pedestal, my bed post. I just grabbed it one day because I'm like, I'm sick of this. I'm like, what is it? Excuse me. I'm like, what is it? I'm sick of it. So I grabbed it one night. I'm like, I'm tired. I got to get up in the morning. I can't get no rest. I'm terribly sleepy. So I grabbed it and I put the Bible under my pillow. It may have worked. I think, but it wasn't enough. So I guess the next time that I wanted to do it, I took my Bible and I held it like if you would like hold a teddy bear. Like if you're going to sleep and you hold a teddy bear. That's what I started doing. And that's how it stopped. It went away. it went away. So if I experience something like this, I will grab my Bible and I'll snuggle with it and I will go to sleep and it will go away. So what I'm looking at right now, let me do some reference points. The first one, sleep paralysis. I got that off Wikipedia. People might say whatever about Wikipedia. Anyway, this one right here is from, and I want to give reference points and give people credit. Oh my God, this is a lot. Alex, Dimitriou, MD, sleep medicine and psychiatric professional. So that's that. I can't. It's a lot of reference points on this thing. Okay, how to stop it. Oh, okay. Yeah, Alex. Dimitriou, MD. Last updated July 1st, 2021. So this particular MD, this is where I got this from. Sleep paralysis is a condition that causes you to become conscious during sleep, yet unable to move or talk. Been there. People who experience sleep paralysis may also have difficulty breathing, feel a sense of impending doom, or feel as though they are being watched, period. This can be a frightening experience, but there are some things that you can do to stop it from happening, such as getting more sleep, taking herbs, and seeking help from your doctor. If sleep paralysis is a common occurrence for you, or if it continues despite your efforts to improve your sleep, then see your doctor for help. So I don't have to see my doctor for help for this. Like I said, I'm a Christian Baptist. That's how I was raised. That's how I feel. So I do that, but this literature goes on to say dealing with sleep paralysis in the moment. 1, I'm not going to read all this. Number 1, try to relax. Number 2, understand that you are okay. Number 3, wiggle your toes, scrunching your face or making a fist. 4, talk to your partner. So this is one thing I have right here. But as far as helping this, I use my Bible. It works for me. And these other things I totally understand. I get it. I'm fumbling. Sleeping better and longer. So it talks about increase your sleep time. Sorry, it's a motorcycle. Increase your sleep time. 2, go to bed at the same time every night. 3, create a bedtime routine and stick with it. 4, make sure that your bed and bedroom are comfortable. 5, use your bed for sleep and sexual activity only. Now let me read that one. What else would you use the bed for? Use your bed for sleep and sexual activity only. Okay, let's read it. Do not do anything else in your bed, or it may disrupt your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep, which makes sleep paralysis more likely. Do not watch TV. Use your laptop or other devices, or even read in your bed. All right. Number 6, stop eating about 2 hours before bed. Okay. 7, exercise earlier in the day. 8, limit or avoid caffeine in the afternoon or evening. 9, relax before you go to bed. Okay, fine. So what I'm gathering, it's just a bunch of stuff that you can do. All right, so then it gets into trying herbal remedies. Talk to your doctor before trying herbal supplements. Okay. 2, take root. Now, I just skipped the word Valerian. Take valerian root. Okay. 3. Try passion flower. 4. Sip some chamomile tea. 5. Consider lemon balm. All right. 6. Massage lavender essential oils into your hands and wrists. Okay. Last one. I'm going to move on. Seeking medical attention. Number 1, make an appointment to see a doctor if sleep paralysis continues. 2, discuss tricilic antidepressants with your doctor. 3, talk to your doctor about taking melatonin. Now, I've heard about melatonin. I think it helps you sleep. I might like that. I know somebody that their kid take that. 4, ask about side effects of your other medications. So it's really about, I'm moving on. It's really about it's self-help and getting what you need, and follow your doctor's direction. Don't jump out the window. Do not jump out the window. I'm looking at something else from Jade Wu, PhD. The savvy psychologist, Jade Wu, PhD. So this is current. All this stuff is current because I just did it. Okay, it's current. But anyway. So Dr. Jade Wu, she did an article, Why Sleep Paralysis Happens and How to Prevent It. So people are talking about it. You may hear me flipping. But she talks about the same thing. You wake up out of a murky sleep and find that you're unable to move your body from your forehead all the way down to your little toe. You're completely paralyzed! Exclamation point. You also have a crushing feeling in your chest. I never felt that. As if something very heavy is sitting on you, and is an uneasy sense that someone's in the room with you. Okay. Your heart pounds and your thoughts spiral as you silently scream inside. Okay. She goes into, what is it? What is it? Bear with me. She said it in Japanese mythology, vengeful spirits come to suffocate their enemies while they sleep. In contemporary American culture, sleep paralysis has taken on the mythology of alien abductions. Sleepers wake up feeling the presence of aliens in the room while experiencing zapping sensations and a feeling of suffocation. Some of this I can get with, some of it I can't. I've never felt that pressure on my chest or whatever. And the whole alien abduction stuff, I'm going with demons, but I guess you can say whatever you want. Every culture has its own thing. And I used to work with a guy, a Hispanic guy, and he was telling me, like, they also think about believing supernatural spirits and stuff that have different personalities, and they do different things or whatever. But she goes on. But it turns out this isn't a slasher flick, and you're not experiencing a haunting. All these symptoms describe sleep paralysis, a sleep disorder or symptom of a sleep disorder that temporarily alerts a person's mobility, perception, thinking, and emotional state during the transition between sleeping and awakening. So we all know what we're talking about. She goes on, why does sleep paralysis happen? She says, you're typically not aware of it, but the paralysis part of sleep paralysis actually happens every night when you're asleep during rapid eye movement. That's REM. sleep. So that's what that's REM. It's like you going, you're not there yet, but rapid eye movement. Your eyeballs move around rapidly, even though your lids are closed. Your eyeballs are like going around or whatever because you're going into sleep. That's all that REM is. But why does sleep paralysis happen? You're typically not aware of it, but the paralysis part, sleep paralysis, actually happens. Oh, I just read that. Sorry. REM sleep is often referred to as a stage of sleep that takes up 20 to 25% of your typical night. So we all go through REM. Everybody go through REM. That's what it is. When you drifting off, you getting ready to go. You getting ready to sleep. It's, whatever. It occurs in few chunks, mostly during the second half of the night. During REM, your brain is actually quite active. The electrical signals from the brain look almost like they do when you're awake. This is also when most dreaming happens, along with a lot of emotional processing that the brain does behind the scenes. So my goal is, this is my goal. My goal is to, once I get established with my channel, my goal is to have guests. I'm going to figure out how to do, phone calls and stuff like that. This is my first show. Happy birthday. This is it. So I have to learn. But I would like to revisit and talk about and have experts, because I'm sitting up here reading. I would love to have somebody really, really talk about it. This talks about narcolepsy. Can't get into it right now. I'm moving on. Next. Who is this? Info at sleepstation.org.uk. So they talk about the same thing. What is it? And I'm not going to keep reinventing the wheel. Facts about sleep paralysis. First, symptoms often appear in younger years, 7 to 25. So when I was a kid, I did go through this when I was a kid. I'm just looking as I go. One take, Jake. It's actually more common than you might imagine, and many of us encounter its unnerving side effects without truly understand what's happening. You'll feel it. Unable to move your limbs, unable to speak, heavy pressure on your chest, unable to breathe easily. I got some of this, but whatever. Key facts about sleep paralysis. First, symptoms they often appear. I said that. It's a brief sensation, and at most it will last for a few minutes. Despite the scary name, it's not harmful. I've never been harmed. While it might feel bizarre, it's completely normal. So anyway, okay, so what I'm getting at is why. This one right here. What's a sleep paralysis demon? Alright, so, okay. This might be something that people don't want to talk about, but yeah, for me it's kind of like going into a realm. It's like, what? And what is it? And why do I feel so afraid? Why does it want to scare me? Why does it want to scare me? And one night, I haven't done this in years. I'm just going off of memory. But one night, my TV was off, my lights were off, my room was dark. So I'm going through this. And it's so weird because you're doing it. But you just laying there. It's the weirdest thing ever. Nobody is talking about it. but you're able to either your eyes are partially open, they could be all the way open. You could be sitting there looking like you on life support with your eyes open and stuff like that. I don't know. Excuse me. But it's I saw it. I saw it. And I think it's a demon. I don't think anything will come, because I've been visited before by my loved ones, and it didn't feel like that at all. I think my father came to me, and I think my aunt Ella came to me. That's what I said. So what? I saw it, and it looked just like in the movie Ghost. Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore. It's a scene in that movie where one of the villains, they was coming to get him. It was coming out the sewer. So if you run that back, go look back at that. It looked like a black blob. You know the a blob. It has no definition. It's like a blob. And that's the scene in the movie. And it came out the gutter, came out the sewer, and got the guy and drug him back. I forgot the guy's name. Everybody know him. Whatever. It drug him down into the sewer. So anyway, what I saw with my own two eyes. You might call me crazy. Okay, fine. I'm crazy like a fox. So you could call me whatever you want. Just spell my name right. That's really, I don't care. You can say what you want. Just spell my name right. Houdini. In my dark room, I saw something darker than darkness. Darker than darkness. Darker than darkness. It didn't look like a human or nothing. It was like a figure, like a blob to me. And that was it. And I saw it. I ain't crazy. Okay, moving on. Okay, Jennifer. Jennifer Chesak. This was May 16th, 2022. Jennifer Chesak. Same stuff. But she goes into the demon side of it. Most descriptions of sleep paralysis demons have two things in common: being unable to move or speak, as well as the sense of being held down by a unsupernatural intruder. It's another word I'm scared to say. Malevolent. Malevolent. Okay, many people also describe a feeling of their chest being crushed. Once again, I've never experienced that. The so-called demon, witch, evil spirit, or creature isn't new. These beings have been referenced for hundreds of years and have countless names. More than 100 cultures have their own descriptions. I said that before. My coworker, my Hispanic coworker, he talked about how they talk about this too, many of which align with regional folklore for the unsettling experience of sleep paralysis. In Newfoundland, for example, the assailant is said to be an old hag, quote, who can put it on you like a charm, unquote. I'm reading. In this part of the world, Newfoundland. In this part of the world, sleep paralysis is called old hag. In some parts of the U.S., people describe a witch straddling their chest. In Egypt, the spiritual culture is known as a jinn, Jinn, Jinn. In China, some people refer to sleep paralysis as compression by a ghost. So it just goes on. This is nothing new. I just want to talk about it. Wow, I'm on 40 minutes. Uh, I'm just here for it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Contact information is available. I'm telling you, this is my first time out the gate. I'm still learning. I may revisit this. Okay, Raj, last name Dasgupta, MD. Updated July 1st, 2021. Written by Krista O'Connell. So it's the same thing. It typically occurs as a person is falling asleep, shortly after they have fallen asleep, while they are waking up. So for me, it was like that. Like when I'm going. But I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go. I see what's happening. I know it. I see it. So it's when you're going in there. I don't know. According to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, people with sleep paralysis usually experience this condition for the first time between the ages of 14 and 17 years old. I did it way earlier than that. What are the symptoms? Same thing. Feeling as if something is pushing you down, feeling like someone or something is in the room, feeling fear. It's just the difficulty breathing. Feeling as if you're going to die. Never felt that. Sweating, muscle aches, headaches. So this, I don't know. This is deeper than what I thought. How was it treated? Same thing. Improving sleep habits. Treating mental health problems that may contribute to sleep paralysis. Who develops it? I don't know. Up to as many as 4 out of every 10 people may have sleep paralysis. This common condition is often first noticed in the teen years, but men and women of any age have it. Sleep paralysis may run in families. Other factors may be linked to lack of sleep, sleeping on your back, mental conditions, substance abuse. So what I'm gathering, it's all, everybody pretty much has a handle on it. Pretty much everybody has a handle on it. So I'm just here. This is my first topic. I have many topics. But this is my first one because, like I said, I had to. I have to do it now. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So that's it. I'm at 42 minutes. That's about it. I'm still shy. But I had to get this out. Maybe I'll talk about it later. Thank you very much. I'm gonna wait 2 minutes. I want to do 45 minutes. Let's do 1 hour. That's gonna make me feel real good. I'm at 45 minutes. So basically, I had to jump out the window. This is going to take like 15 minutes. I had to jump out the window because I'm in the process of trademarking my brand. My name is Erica LaShawn, like I said before. That's been my brand for a long time. I'm from Michigan. I live in Brooklyn. I've been here for like 23 years. So I've been here. I came here. I'm here. And my back was against the wall because I went to trademark my brand. And I have a lawyer, which I never thought I would say. So the paralegal flat out said, well, okay, so I was trying to trademark Erica LaShawn and the city. That's what I was trying to trademark. So I was like, okay, they came out the closet and said, well, they came out the closet and was like, well, HBO would like to have a dialogue with you. I'm like, well, who? Me? There's like, yeah, because, HBO, the Sex in the City, Erica LaShawn in the City, whatever. They want to have a dialogue. I said, a dialogue about what? Because they're a franchise. They're a franchise. And they make a lot of money. That's a money making franchise. So I'm thinking like, well, and they want to have a dialogue before they stop what I'm doing. So I was just like, I don't want to have a dialogue. I don't have anything to talk about. And I'm not going to be put in a position where some entity or some company will say, well, you know what? You could use it. You could use it, but you can't really use it like you want to use it. And I'm like, what type of dialogue? I'm thinking like, what type, you know? So I just was like, forget it. I ain't talking. And I don't have to have a dialogue about nothing. I don't have nothing to say. So I dropped in the city. So now it's just Erica LaShawn, and we're moving forward. And then the paralegal just was like, okay, we moving forward, but are you using this name? I'm like, I plan to. They like, well, look, you got to use it because we can't move forward. They will not accept your application for trademarking if you're not using it. And I'm like, and she was like, they want to know. They're going to want to know, like, are you using it? How many followers you got? Whatever. I'm like, followers? I'm like, oh my God. Followers? I said, it's coming down to followers now? I'm 47. Thank you. I'm 47. So I'm like, this is where we at. Oh my God, where are we? Where are we? And she was like, the paralegal was like, well, not really your followers, but this gotta be real. So I'm thinking like, oh Lord, I thought I was gonna take my sweet time. I'm not. I got a deadline and I'm doing it. And I don't even know what I'm doing. But I'm doing it because Erica LaShawn, I Google myself from time to time. So it's like 4 or 5 Erica LaShawns in the world that spelled they name the same way as me. One got a mug shot, whatever. So my brand has always been my brand, and I've also done things to secure it. But this YouTube stuff, I'm like, oh Lord, and I can't waste the money that I put down. If I don't make this deadline, I am screwed on the inside. I will not forgive myself. I will not forgive myself. I work too hard. I have a career. I work hard for my money. And I will be upset. I'll be really upset. So I'm like, girl. So this is it. This the first one. 4751. So this is my first show. Thank you for listening. I'm still working out kinks. I just jumped in the water real quick right now. This is it. Thank you so much. Comment, share, subscribe. I ain't never thought I would say that. I love YouTube. I've been loving YouTube for years. Oh God, it's my guilty pleasure. Thank you so much. I have an open door. I'm kind of afraid. I'm scared. The comment section will be open. At one point I was like, well, what if they get on here talking about your mama? I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could take that. I'm not sure how I'm going to move forward with this. I just thank you so much. I got 10 more minutes. I want to do an hour. I want to do 1 hour. I love when YouTubers do that. I love when YouTubers do like 1 hour, 2 hours. I love it because guess what? I go to work and I could do like 4 or 5 of them. Next thing I know, I'm clocking out. They take me all the way from, they can occupy my time throughout a work day. So I really appreciate YouTubers. Don't be afraid to do 2 hours because I'm here for it. So I got 10 more minutes. So let's see. Like I said, I'm from Michigan. Moved to New York. It was New York or LA. New York was closer. Came here with 2 suitcases, $2,500 and a dream. With nobody. One-way ticket. It's one of them stories. I got one of those stories. And thank you, my friends, my family. I love y'all. I love y'all. And I came here, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I got stories for days. My mother said you should write a book. I'm like, thank you, Lord, for keeping me alive, for keeping me alive, because I've experienced some things, and maybe it couldn't have. Maybe it didn't work out. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. So I'm here. I have a 9 to 5, and we'll get into that later. I'm shy, and that's about it. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay, we 50 minutes. All right. I don't want to let you go. It's only me in here. My brother Eric, he'll be in here. He's a big supporter. He'll be in here. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.